So someone has recently commented in one of my previous videos. They pointed out that Hogwarts Legacy changed their production status on their IMDB page. The update happened on September 6th, right before the showcase, and they changed the status to post-production. Okay, well, this is no coincidence. There's something happening. Something is brewing behind the veil. I don't know how to take this, but actually that I think is a good thing. But first of all, I want to say thank you to Theo23 for bringing that up. I didn't even know that Hogwarts Legacy had an IMDb page, because IMDb is mostly for TV and film. I use it for work, but now, well, apparently games are here as well. I think it's all, in general, this is good news, considering that the frustration is still pretty fresh with the fact that they didn't show up and people are still wondering what's happening. So this is good, adding to those emails that were sent by Warner Brothers. So, okay, what does this mean? What does this post-production mean? So, just like with movies, game development has 3 stages of production. There's pre-production, production, and post-production. Just like in movies, pre-production consists of writing the script, coming up with the concept, making concept art, what the features are going to be, how the gameplay is going to play out. You basically create this whole package, and then you go pitch to the companies. And if it's greenlit, you move to the production. And also big developers, they create a prototype. It's a playable prototype. It gives the publisher or the distributor the look and feel, how it will play out, how the mechanics are going to be, and everything like that. So it is possible that the leaked footage back in 2018 was a prototype that was created to pitch the project. So that's a pre-production. And once you're greenlit, you move on to the second and the biggest stage, which is the production. In movies, during production, you film. You already have your actors, all the script is written, you just go and shoot. With games, it's different because you don't necessarily film anything. Yeah, you can have motion capture of the actors, but you create all the footage. So you build maps, you create brand new high quality assets, you build the characters, you make levels, you write the code, you program things, you add visual effects, and even the sound effects and sound design happens during this stage. So it's like you do everything. And during the production, you basically create a pre-alpha version. So by the end of the production, you basically have a full playable game, but it's sort of unfinished. Some assets are not to their fullest quality just yet, but the mechanics are all there. All the features that were thought of, that were planned, are now embedded in the game. So once you have your pre-alpha done, then you move on to post-production. And at this point, once you move on to the post-production, no features can be added to the game. You can only cut things out. Like, you know, like on paper, in the pre-production, you thought of some feature that would be cool, but when you test it out in the pre-alpha, it doesn't seem fun, or it doesn't work, or it just doesn't work. So post-production takes roughly anywhere from 20 to 30% of the whole game development, and alpha takes the majority of post-production, because that's when you do the hardcore testing. The developers, they hire a bunch of testers, and their job is to basically break the game. Those testers, they replay certain parts of the games hours and hours over and over again. They make the game crash. They just destroy the game. They make it just fail. All the glitches, everything gets reported. So after this huge round of tests, the developers have all the data, and they go on back to the production, fixing everything. Once they're done fixing, then they have the beta. Beta is basically a completed game. It still may have some issues, so that's why you, again, do another round of testers. If it's all good, that's it. It's done. The great example for this is Back 4 Blood from Warner Brothers. Back in December 2020, they released the game and they showed the pre and alpha gameplay, right? They released it into the public. They let some people play it, which was a smart move because that's an online multiplayer. And most of the issues happen with online multiplayer games. So that was actually a smart move to release that into the wild, let the game play with different Wi-Fis, with different internet connections, cross-platform, cross-resolution, cross-everything. And so after they did that, they had about 8 months to work on that alpha. Once they fixed everything, they got the beta. And in August, they let people play. I played it. The game looked amazing. There were some glitches with some zombies. There were some glitches every now and then. The beta happened for only like 2 weeks. Since then, they had like roughly a month and a half to fix everything that went wrong. Right now, it's September, mid-September. They're still working on fixing all the issues, and then by the end of September, they will be done. They will be ready for the release. So if this update is true, that they moved on recently. See, the update came in September 6th, but with IMDB, usually those things are kind of delayed. So if they updated it in September 6th, they probably moved on to that stage like at least a month earlier than that, because I know from my experience that it takes time for IMDB to recognize any sort of changes or updates. So what that means is that right now, the game is done. At this point, the game is done. It's playable throughout. What they're doing right now is testing it. They're working on the alpha version, and that will take roughly about 8 months or even more. And this is the time when we can start seeing some leaks, because they hire so many people, even though they signed the non-disclosure agreement, but it's always someone sneaks some kind of picture or a little snippet or something, and it gets leaked. You know, they always find those people and they sue them, but it happens. This is a time when it can start happening. So because there's a higher chance of leaks, it is better for developers to actually give the official information, the official trailer, the official update, or release more information, so there's no need for those people to leak the footage, because they will be tempted. The distributor is Warner Brothers. So from this point, the marketing part, all that, Warner Brothers deals with that. So it's Warner Brothers' decision when to show the gameplay trailer, when to show new footage or new updates. So this is the place for us. However, I'm a little bit concerned about this information on IMDb. IMDb is usually correct. They know their stuff. See, what concerns me is that the last update was September 17, 2020. It moved to filming, which to me doesn't make any sense because that doesn't really apply to games. See, the thing is, until September 16th, I believe was the showcase, right? No one knew that the game existed, except the developers, right? So they wouldn't put an IMDb page of Hogwarts Legacy before the reveal. So they didn't put the back date of the game, right? They just put, oh, okay, they revealed it in September 16th, and on September 17th, they already put, oh, they're filming, they're in production. I think because it's an IMDb, it's mostly for TV and film. Perhaps when you select a category of, or like a status of production, you don't have an option of game development or, you know, coding or whatever. You just have this. So it's a lack of gaming language, and that's why it looks like this. It says filming. And it makes sense in terms of timing. It totally makes sense. They're now in post-production. They are testing the game. And it also lines up with Warner Brothers sending out that update. The update picture. Oh, I just had an earthquake nearby. I did not feel that. That's what you get for living in California. You get earthquakes every now and then. I think this is good news, considering that we didn't get anything during the PlayStation event, and we felt just horrible. And these two little updates, this IMDb thing and Warner Brothers sending out the email, the coming soon thing, is actually promising. At least, okay, they're just following their strategy. Yeah, and about this update coming soon. What's an update? Can someone define an update? Does the new trailer count as an update? still an update? Because to me, an update is a tweet, is a little text saying, we're still working on it. We're good. That's it. But we're not showing you like a picture. And the thing I'm worried about is that because an update can be an update of the date release. And I don't want them to delay the game till 2023. I do not. Because, I mean, whatever happens. Again, thank you, Theo23, for pointing this out. Thank you guys everybody for leaving all your comments. I appreciate your support because I love discussing all these things. And yeah, and this background is mostly for streaming. Now I'm using it for my videos as well. But I stream on Twitch together with my friend Carlos. We play all kinds of horror games. We play Phasmophobia, like we played Back 4 Blood, Alien Isolation. We play all kinds of horror games. But if you want to chat about Hogwarts Legacy, hop in there and I will be happy to discuss anything about Hogwarts Legacy, Harry Potter, or whatever. We usually stream Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 9 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah, so check out, the link is in the description below. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Thank you guys for watching.